Alright, welcome back to Unbound Chapters podcast. I'm Sandra.
I'm Isabel.
It's Halloween, everyone.
Yep.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
I'm Maleficent. Can't really see my whole thing, but yes, I'm Maleficent.
I am a elf. I guess forest, since I have butterflies and green and kind of like water, I guess.
Yeah, you could be a forest fairy.
Yep. We had to change locations due to set problems.
Yeah, so welcome to my house. Yeah, apologize if at any point in the video it looks more blue. My overhead light is just blue like that, so hopefully it doesn't happen. It looks okay right now, but
hopefully we're able to fix my house, and
yeah, then
we can do it there next time.
Yeah,
but if not,
I do have
we're gonna be blue.
But I have, you know what they say about big wings. Not a lot of space to show decorations. Yeah. So yeah, today is a special video. Kind of wrapping up our spooky
My favorite
spooky Halloween books. I'm sure we'll read another kind of book in the future.
I definitely enjoyed some of them. Others, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if we hadn't tried to tackle so much, we could have probably done some longer, more our kind of style books. But for short books, not that bad.
I don't know why I just put that in. Anyway,
we've been reading Wouldja Ouija, but the way it's spelt in my head, every time I looked at it, I said Wouldja Ouija. Ouija is spelled with a J at the end, and they did a clever twist on Wouldja and put J-A at the end of Wouldja. So I just wanted to say Ja.
Wouldja Ouija, yeah.
Wouldja Ouija.
Yeah, the story is Wouldja
I
Ouija.
forgot to say the author.
I'm sorry. The story is Wouldja Ouija by Trinity Spears. It was another short one. Not like too short, but very... I don't know. I didn't really like it.
I didn't either.
I didn't like it that much, like, at all. Some parts is like, okay.
There was some parts I got kind of scared.
I was very scared.
And then every time someone talked, they whispered. I hated that. That was what I wanted to talk to you about earlier, but I was like, I can't tell you about
that part
it yet.
That part was fine for me.
Everyone whispered. Everyone murmured. There was it really bothered me because there would be like normal conversations and
what are you doing?
whisper.
Yeah.
That part bothered me a little bit. Just said. We don't need to
Whispered. Yeah.
Murmured.
Uttered. That part didn't bother me, but other parts definitely bothered me. But do you?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Do you want to talk about it?
It scared me a little bit because I was reading it at night.
Oh yeah, that's true. But like before you begin, I feel like the beginning of the story, like before things got into it, like I was fine with like the conversations back and forth. I was like, okay, you know, but
she's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
She's like, people want babies.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Some people intensely want babies. She was like, I don't know how to put into words how much over the top she was about how she wanted babies.
Yeah.
She was just like, I yearn for it. I need it.
I really have to have this baby.
It was really weird.
Yeah.
Maybe someone is actually like that. I've personally never met someone. You're the most...
Yeah, I mean, I want kids, but I'm not like, oh, I'll do anybody to have a kid. Like,
Yeah.
This married man, his daughter is so cute.
She was creepy towards that baby.
Yeah, she was very creepy.
Like, I understand, like, seeing your neighbor's baby and be like, oh my gosh, so cute. And being close enough that you get to, like, pick them up, play with them. Sure, adorable. But to be like, I felt my soul open when she wrapped her arms around. You're holding a baby. Calm down.
I am meant for this motherhood life.
Yeah, she was like, the sun shined on me while I held this little girl. She was even talking about sleeping with this married man.
He seemed down for it.
He did.
Which, when I was first reading it, I was like, oh, maybe, mom is still in the picture, but it's like single dad. He has the child for like Thanksgiving. He has the child for Halloween. No, they live together. Committed. They're fully married. But he be flirting.
Yeah.
A lot. And even her friend was like, he seems like he's down.
He was.
100% he was. But like, his name was Josh. Sorry to all the Joshes out there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It happened again towards the end, but like, maybe, I talked about it earlier. Like, very short.
I didn't
like,
notice it until you pointed it out.
I noticed it, and I was like, who is this? The dude's name is Josh, and she's talking, there's kids trick-or-treating, she's giving out candy, talking to this Josh guy still. I turned the page, and suddenly his name is Brad. It was just once, in the very, very beginning, and I was like, okay, well then Josh was out of the picture because other things happened, but then it happened at the end, too. They called this Josh guy Brad, like 3 times, and then his wife, her name is Sasha. Then they called her Carrie. Then they went back to Sasha. I'm like, who are these people? So I don't know if... There was quite a few typos that I saw as well. Yeah, I noticed some typos too. So I don't know if... No hate. Maybe she edited it herself. Excuse me. Or someone didn't catch the mistakes. But you can't just change someone's name. Like, I noticed that immediately every time that it happened. But it was only for those 2 characters.
I was kind of just trying to finish it, so I wasn't really paying that close attention.
That's true, too. Yeah, I finished at, like, 1 in the morning. And I was just like, why? I was like, who is this?
This is a doozy.
Yeah. There was, like, a lot of trick-or-treating things. Like, she broke up with her boyfriend and...
Like, a month ago.
Yeah, she's, like, been stuck in the house and...
I also didn't like how she just, like, lied. For no reason.
About what, then?
It's just, like, tiny details. Like, in the beginning, she was like, oh, we broke up a month ago. Today is a month or whatever. And she's like, I have to burn his stuff. I already burned the sheets. And then she goes outside, and she's like, I can't step outside because I haven't been outside in a month. And then she's talking to Josh, and she's like, oh, he left months ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, too. She did say that. You're right.
It's not months. It's a month.
Yes, it was a typo.
I don't think it was a typo.
Yeah, I don't think it was a typo either.
I think it's just the
Maybe
character.
She just said months, so it seemed like she was
also
more
whispered
willing.
Everything. She never spoke in a full volume, so...
Maybe she just said months to make it seem like she was more ready to move on for this married man with a child.
Yeah. So she's like weird. And she gushes over this baby.
Her name is Jenny.
Yeah. She gushes over Jenny. And then her friend shows up while she's gushing over Jenny. She's
like, hey, Josh.
Trips on a tree.
Yeah.
Or her hair gets pulled and she falls down. Which, okay.
She just wanted him to pick her up.
Yeah. And she's like the bad influence friend. She's like, oh, here, have a shot. Oh, you should go and hook up with the married man. Oh, he seemed like he was interested in you too. By the way, I brought a Ouija board because I'm bored.
Play. If you ever brought a Ouija board to my house, get out. Get out now. Don't even step over that threshold. Do not bring that in my house.
Before they even do the Ouija board, the main character, what's her name again?
Alice.
She starts seeing weird stuff.
Yeah.
She's looking out in her backyard, and 8 feet up, she sees a face.
Yeah.
She doesn't scream.
And she, like, accuses, she's like, were you in my backyard? Sorry, whatever you're going to say.
Yeah, she's just, like, accusing people. She goes out, and she gives candy, and one kid happens to be wearing black.
Mm-hmm.
A kid. She's like, were you in my backyard 8 feet up?
Yeah.
And the mom's like,
he has autism. Or he's on, what is she, on the spectrum? Autism?
I think she said special needs.
Maybe she said that. And then the girl was like,
spectrum.
oh, I'm so sorry. Like,
yeah.
Relax, lady.
Yeah.
Why would a kid just randomly be back there?
I know. And that lady also didn't know how to speak because she spoke in all exclamation points.
Yeah. I don't know how far away she is, so maybe she's just like...
Well, she came up and she was still speaking in exclamation points.
No,
so,
she just is very expressive.
Just the tones of people in this story bothered me.
Yeah.
And then she gets over, she's like, I'm just seeing stuff. And she goes to her friend, and her friend's like, let's have alcohol. Mm-hmm. And her friend is a heavy pour.
Yeah.
And she gets a headache.
1 shot of alcohol. Yeah, she gets a headache. And she's like, oh, I'm going to go upstairs and get some, like, medication for this headache. She's, like, starting to go upstairs. She's, like, a figure, just, like, up there. She's,
at
like...
the top of her stairs.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know if I saw that. And then, where does she go up there, or does she go somewhere else?
So this was confusing.
Confused.
Upstairs is, like, her guest bed.
Okay.
Her bedroom's downstairs.
Okay, so she didn't need to go upstairs to get the medication.
She just walked by it.
Okay. So there's 2 bathrooms then. Well, I know there's 2 bathrooms, but... Okay, so she just, like, went somewhere else. But then, it also talked about she saw it closer because she kept her eyes down and she could, like, see so much of the apparition. So I was a little bit confused on the 2. I'm like, where is this happening? Where is she right now? She described, like, yellow teeth, like, gangly hair, tattered robes.
Blood.
Yeah, blood, just, like, spooky things. And then she just immediately, did you spike my drink? Did you put something in my drink? She was like, if I put something in your drink, you would be so gone right now. Like, oh, why would I spike your drink? I'm like trying to watch a scary movie, and oh, I'm bored. And then suddenly, let's play with the Ouija board. And
the question she asked with the friend.
Yeah. Start small.
You don't ask those kinds of
like,
questions.
oh, is someone here? Yes or no? Okay, cool. Not, well, what demons
she's
are...
like, you're just going to push it to whatever answer you want. So she made her friend wear a blindfold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she's wearing, like, a blindfold, and I don't know how a blindfold prevents you from pushing things. I mean, I guess you could see where you're pushing, but, like, she could still push, But...
And they were like, tell us who's playing the game, and it spells out Bella.
I was so confused.
Me too. I was like, is her name Bella?
Yeah, well, I already had the whole Brad situation. I'm like, did she change her name? Is she now Bella? Yeah, so, yeah. She asked, like, what is my name? And it spelled out Bella, and she was like...
And she's like, oh my god, that's what I want to name my baby.
Yeah, it's like, I had a baby doll when I was a child named Bella, and I did all these other things, and this and that. And then my friend is just, like, kind of immediate, like, to taunting. How many are here? How many want some, like...
How many are horny?
Yeah, how many of you want some, like, human girls?
Who wants to come into the house? And then they're both surprised when something comes into the house. And it's not just anything, because she asked how many demon entities would like to come into this house.
And I'm pretty sure she said demon dick at one point.
Yeah, she said,
give us some demon dick. Like, that's...
So then the scary part happens.
Yeah, I was terrified. I was literally terrified.
Yes.
I was so scared.
Demons showed up, took the friend by the throat, and pushed her up against the fireplace. Mm-hmm. Then one of them was like holding her arms out. She heard her friend's arms break. Then they took...
2. One arm.
And then the one in front was holding her legs. She also heard her hips break. And then apparently they are so massive they are bigger than A forearm.
A forearm. She said
There
horse.
was so many descriptor
Horse
words.
top.
For them.
She said hanging below their knees, wider than her forearm.
Zero preparation, shoves it in. She says she hears her friend tearing, the bones breaking.
Her friend is literally screaming bloody murder this whole time.
She's screaming bloody murder.
Like, they're literally killing her, but...
And then another one comes towards her.
Scared the shit out of me.
Takes her by the throat, slams her down on the coffee table, and is just like, do you consent to...
This is the...
Zero explanation.
This is to the Alice girl.
Yeah, to the Alice girl. Slams her on the coffee table, is like, do you consent?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, to what? He was like, getting the seed, what is it? The divine seed?
The creator.
The creator's seed, something. He was like, take it now or be barren forever. If you're like baby crazy and those are the only two options you get, she hears her friend screaming bloody murder, being held down by 3 demons. She's like...
Her friend does not sound like she's having a good time.
No.
I was terrified.
Me too.
I was like, you asked for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
It was really, really scary to read that. And she's like, it sounds really painful, and it sounds like my friend's dying, but yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. He's different.
No.
Yeah.
So, he does it. She tears, she rips, she's gushing, she breaks all of her bones.
She can... It's so...
When he moves...
Inside, she can literally
see it moving
see
on her
and feel
stomach.
it in her stomach moving up inside of her. How is that possible? Yeah.
But they magically repair themselves. So, like, you have to go through the pain. And they said it's part of the sin of doing the act. Because they're women and they have to be punished. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And
so you have to go through
he gets no pain.
Horse.
Whatever he wants. But she has to break her pelvis, tear from all...
We can only imagine.
Yeah. But then, lucky her, she gets to magically heal around it.
Mm-hmm. And then it's so great.
So great.
Her friend is still screaming, but then also... ecstasy screaming.
Yeah.
She's enjoying it, but...
Yeah. Yeah. So, they try to finish. She does. He doesn't. Another
like,
demon.
Oh, no. I didn't get his seed. I'm not pregnant.
Yeah. She's like, you have to make him come. And another demon comes and interrupts them. And he's like trying to take her because he's horny too.
Yeah, he was one of the ones that was holding the arms. So he didn't get a turn. So he wants to have one of them too.
So the dude breaking her pelvis had to stop what he was doing, beat off that dude.
And she just like curls him to a ball and holds herself.
And there's also some weird magic. Like her coffee table turned into an altar.
Yeah, some kind of altar.
Which, ouch. That's all.
I just think of stone. I think it's cold.
Scrape in your bag. That sounds painful.
Cold.
So they go to her bedroom. There's all of a sudden tall grass, fireflies, just things that don't belong in a bedroom. In her bedroom.
Before that, he fights the other one off, and then he fights one of the other 2 demons, and they picks her up and runs the friend upstairs. She cannot see her friend anymore.
And then she hears her friend screaming bloody murder upstairs again.
Again, yeah.
And she's just being carried off to her bedroom, and she goes, "Are
he
they
fought
killing
for me? He's different."
She asked him, "Are they killing her?" He said, "No." And she said, "Sounds like it." And he said, "No, it's fine." And
she did what she asked for.
Yeah, and she said, "Okay. If I heard my friend screaming like that, I'm gonna go check on her. Whether I see stuff that I don't want to see, I just gotta make sure."
Yeah.
And then she hears her friend screaming words that kind of give consent.
Yeah. She says a lot. She says,
I
like,
was scared for her
give
the
me
whole time.
demon dick and come at me. That she said a lot.
I was scared for her.
When it first happened, I was just like, okay, I'm scared. What is happening? I am so scared right now. I was not ready for that.
Yeah, so then she has to start the breaking process over again.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I can do it. It's okay. I need to
But
have
also
this baby. Oh, yeah.
His tongue, she was like, I am not kissing you.
When she did, though, she said it went down her throat. So he has this long tongue, sticks it in her mouth forcefully because she said no.
Yeah, she said no like twice. She just kept moving her head away.
Yeah,
like,
she was like, she even did that because he wouldn't give up. And he, like, opened her mouth.
She accepted it.
No.
Bitch, don't just
and then
lay
he
down and
slides
take
it down her throat.
Mm-hmm.
Gross.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No, thank you for me too.
And then he uses it other places, which I imagine.
Yeah. He just talks about, like, her boobs and by her collarbone and her neck. I don't think he goes down on
Yeah,
it.
he did.
He did? I was almost hallucinated because I blocked all that shit out.
Yeah. It wasn't very long.
And then she tried to, like... I was also confused on this, too. The positions, I don't know how they started, but in my head, I thought she was already on him. And then now she's gonna, like, go to give him head, but now she's, like... I feel like
She sat on his face.
Yeah, I feel like she was, like, so many different kinds of ways. I was really confused in, like, the positioning and the placement that they were.
Yeah, and then she was sitting on his stomach, and then she was sitting on his face, and then she was back on the stomach.
Yeah.
And then he was, like, pushing her down and, like, forced his forearm down.
She said horse. Whose horse is that? She said that many times, and it's red and purple.
Ugh.
And hangs down to his knees, and it's thicker than her forearm.
Yeah, he forced it down her throat.
I don't know how that's possible. Your mouth is not that big. Her mouth didn't rip.
She said that she couldn't even get her mouth around it. She had to kind of like side to side it.
Yeah.
And so then he forces her to break herself on top, which the amount of pain that I imagine that would feel like, I would not be able to do that. I would feel the teeniest tinge and I'd get off. But then he grabs her hips and... Yeah.
I mean, there's...
No.
Rough is fine, but...
Ripping open and breaking your pelvis to fit it in?
Yeah. We
Not
gotta find something else to do with that.
Yeah, so I did not enjoy these scenes.
Neither did I.
Anyways, they do what they do. He finishes. She's like, I'm gonna let his seed do what it's meant to do.
Yeah.
And she goes to sleep.
Yeah, but, like, this whole time, like... this whole time, subtly, his, like, appearance is changing. Like, he was kind of like the figure... He was kind of like the figure she saw on the stairs was, like, a black shadow and... like yellow teeth and gangly hair, and then his body is looking more like a human man, and then he's like looking a little bit nicer. Hair. Yeah, he's like subtly changing. Yeah, and then it's just like, oh, what's done is done. Like we're good now. You know, it's time to leave.
Well, before that, she wakes up by herself. All of a sudden, her bedroom is now this giant field because she runs. She runs a long time before she gets to him. There's the amount of description of her running to him.
She's just listening like, what were you saying?
Amish?
Okay, I was saying Amish, but first I was like, Amish? I was like, what? Amish sounds better. I wasn't saying Amish, but...
She's like calling his name. She's like, Amish! There were so many eyes. Yeah, and she's just, like, running towards him. And then the way she was, like, running, the description of it, at least, I thought of, like, a child. Yeah, she acts like a child, but then she's so hungry for a child at the same time. Yeah. It's, like, kind of weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she finds him, and he's, like, human-looking, and...
He's like, this is the real me.
Yeah, like, I fell and then I had to live out my life like this, and you released me.
We had this one chance opportunity that if I do my sin that made me fall, I could become an angel again, which doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Anyways, his original sin was being with a human.
But I think it was, like, not consenting with the human. I think that's why he did bad things. He got punished for it.
Maybe. I thought it was just, like, lusting after humans.
Maybe that too, but yeah.
She consented. That
I
wouldn't
know,
be exactly the same.
I know, but I think he had to get consent. As like a stipulation. Because the other dudes, I don't know if they did not, she did not give consent. I mean, she did, like, but not really. I don't know. But either way, yeah, he becomes human-ish again.
Angel.
Yeah.
He gets his wings back. He's like, I'm never gonna see you again.
But there'll always be a part of me in you, with you.
Because you're pregnant.
With my child.
And she's gonna be here in 9 months. Also, your friend who was forcibly taken by 3, she's also pregnant because she was secretly hungry for a baby. She's gonna have a boy.
And you're gonna have a girl.
And you and your daughter and her son are gonna be best friends.
Yeah. And then she like blacks out, wakes up. What?
It's the next part. I read it earlier today, so it's really fresh in my mind.
Say it.
She's just like, she wakes up and she's like, I'm pregnant. And then she's like, oh, gotta throw up. She's like, but it's too soon. I shouldn't even technically be pregnant yet because I just did it last night. But I know. My body's telling me.
Yeah.
So she goes to the bathroom and throws up. She hears her friend wake up at the same exact time in the upstairs
Before
bedroom.
she throws up, she like looks at her body. Her body is like all marked up. Swollen, red, bruised, scratches. Wild. Yeah, then her friend.
She hears her friend throwing up same time as her. She's like, I need breakfast. Immediately after. She goes downstairs and she's looking at her house. She's like, someone cleaned.
Yeah, what happened to my house? Yeah, like everything seems like it's like brand new, clean. Someone came in.
The sunshine has never shined in my house.
Yeah, it's like I've never looked out these windows or something. Yeah, like everything is perfect, spick and span. I mean,
and then she brought up her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend. She's like, all trace of him has been washed away. I was like, what? Why? Are we talking about him again?
Yeah. Yeah. And her friend is like throwing up, and then finally her friend comes down, and her friend is like, yo, what happened last night? She's like, oh, she doesn't remember.
She didn't remember anything. She's like, I'm not gonna tell her. This part bothered me too.
Yeah, you need to tell your friend.
She was like, I don't remember anything. Nothing happened. And then she even, like, when she was retelling her friend, because her friend was finally like, girl, just tell me.
Like, you
obviously know something. So she's, like, telling her what happened. She starts tearing up because she was like, you were forcefully taken.
Yeah. Yeah. At least, like, tell your friend that, like, she's pregnant too. Don't just make
her friend was like, it's okay, I don't remember it happening. No.
It's not okay.
That's scarier than, remembering is scary, but, like, not remembering, but knowing something happened to you, that's scary too.
Yeah, I didn't like
She's
that
like,
part either.
It's okay. She didn't really believe her, so I guess that's probably why she said it was okay.
Yeah. But she did have marks all over her body, and she was like, they were here, like, where did they go?
They were there when she came downstairs, and then while Alice was telling the story, their marks just, like, disappeared. And they eat breakfast, and apparently, whatever happened to them, everything is, like, shiny and new. They look and feel amazing. Everything tastes, smells amazing. Basically, all their senses are, like, heightened. And then they're like, I hope it doesn't end. She's she's pregnant. She knows she's pregnant. She's like, it's my little secret. She doesn't know she's pregnant, but I'm not going to tell her.
You should tell her.
Yeah, so later in the epilogue, she's talking about how she isn't going to ask for a paternity test with the guy that she thinks is the dad because it's been so long and she just wants to go at it by herself.
Yeah. She doesn't want to call up other people that may have been around the same time. You shouldn't... Well, she probably doesn't know who the father of her baby is because we don't know out of... Definitely the two, probably. Who knows what could have happened after her friend was doing stuff, but...
Yeah.
You know, it's one of them, and it looks good, so...
Yeah.
Must have been some kind of demon.
She has her daughter. She's blonde hair and blue-eyed, like she's been, I guess, praying for.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like... Her baby creeps me out. She's like... She has this calming presence, and everyone just stops and stares at her. The way that her baby was calm was really creepy. She was just, like, sitting there, wide-eyed, like, staring. It's like...
not a thought behind the eyes.
Yeah. Her baby creeped me out. She, of course, named her Bella.
Mm-hmm.
And her friend named her son Max.
Mm-hmm.
But... Bella is apparently the perfect baby, never cries. Max is the opposite.
Well, she had a rough time.
I also feel like maybe she had a demon baby.
Well, so
I know they said...
So did Alice.
No, but technically she didn't.
Yeah, we don't really know what about the other demon, about their life, but...
I mean, they did say that she got the creator's seed too, but, like, what if it was the devil's seed? He creates stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, they're like...
She's like, he's always crying.
Yeah, he's always crying and, like, here's her friend. That would happen to me. Like, I'm the one who, like, really, really wants a kid. I'm gonna have, like, the most stressful, hard one. And you'd be like, oh, I don't really want one right now. Angel. You're gonna have, like, I'm gonna be like, oh my god. I just imagine that happening. But yeah, so... Anyway, it's like a year and 3 months later because their babies are both like 3 months old.
No, it's exactly a year later because their babies are 3 months
old. Oh, yeah, it's exactly a year later. It's Halloween again. Like, we're going to go trick-or-treating. And, of course, they see that Josh guy who, again, 3 or 4 times his name changed back to Brad. Really drove me nuts. And then talking about his wife. Like, oh, you look, like, really good. I've seen over the months, like, you got a new roof, you got a new siding. Like, everything is going good. And she's like, yeah, I have, like... a home job, like a remote job, so I can like work from home and get a lot of things done, and where all this money came from, you know, probably from the demon guy or the angel now, I don't know. Too. So he's there, but she doesn't ever see him again. I mean, in this book, I don't. Anyway, I'm not gonna read the second or third one.
No,
I'm good with this one, but yeah, they're just like talking, like, oh, she sees his baby again, and. They're, like, laughing, like, oh, I have to tell my wife that, haha, see, she's not mine. Like, I didn't do anything with you. Like, that's weird, first of all. His wife's name was Sasha, then it was Carrie, then it was Sasha, then it was Carrie, then it was Sasha. That drove me nuts again. There's only 2 characters that their names changed. On the same page, it says Sasha and it says Carrie. Who are these people? What's her name? What's his name?
Yeah, and the only time her baby showed any actual emotion is when she saw Josh's Jenny? Josh's baby, Jenny. Mm-hmm. She's a toddler now.
Mm-hmm. They're going to be the best of friends. Mm-hmm. You can come see her anytime you want. Yeah.
I didn't like it.
I did not like it. I gave it 3 stars just because... I liked the beginning before the Ouija board part. Like, the demons came in. I liked everything before that.
I didn't like anything before that.
I
liked the demons coming in part because I actually was, even though I was scared, I was interested in what was happening.
I was
everything
terrified.
Before and everything after I was scared, I didn't like it.
I didn't like the end part. Like, the beginning part, I just felt like it was more realistic. Like, oh... You know, I have this new house, I'm going through a breakup, and it's Halloween, oh, I'm passing out candy to, like, all the people that trick-or-treaters. My friend came over, we're going to have, like, a movie night, or have some fun. I like those kinds of things. But, yeah.
I give the book a 1.5.
Okay, fair.
And I give the scenes a 0. I can't even pretend to give it anything. The pain that was caused, endured, was just not worth any amount of... Even if it was really great writing for the rest of it, it was not worth it.
Yeah, I didn't...
Also, the shame didn't need to happen.
Yeah, just the amount of times she said, like, horsecock, or dig, or member, or...
Forearm.
Yeah. I don't...
And the whispering pissed me off.
Yeah, in my head, he's just like an average demon. Meaning, he's not 8 feet, 9 feet tall. He does not need to have something that goes below his knees. Like, that doesn't need to happen.
Well, I figured he was big because she kind of already saw him and saw that she said he was about 8 feet up in the backyard.
I know, but I still feel like he doesn't need to have something that's that long.
True.
Like,
yeah, it didn't.
He could literally fold it in half and it'd still be too much.
Magic could have been used.
Yeah, magic totally could have been used.
To make it smaller, or to make it to where she didn't have to go through the pain that she went through.
Yeah,
her pelvis literally breaking, getting obliterated, her tearing from entrance up to her stomach.
Just literally feeling it in her stomach, seeing it move in her stomach. No. Yeah, it was. That was a bit much for me.
Yeah,
that was definitely a bit much for me.
If you don't mind pain and it's not that scary. It's just a teeny bit scary.
It was just because I didn't like it. Just like came in immediately, was like trapping her, and just she can't even say anything. She's just screaming like bloody murder. That I didn't like.
Like if it had kept going at that pace, I would have been like really scared. But it was a flash of scariness, and then it immediately, she was just like, do I like this? Am I into it?
Yeah. I mean, I've read books with like, not like scary, but other kinds of scenes like knives, guns.
Big.
Yeah.
Murders.
And even like screaming from it like being painful or something like that. I've read things like that too, but for some reason this book...
Just the description
yeah.
in that part. I feel like the book in a whole didn't have as much description as her being ripped to shreds.
Yeah. That really
scared me. I mean, if you want to see what we're talking about, you can read it.
Yeah. It's not very long, but...
I wouldn't recommend it, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it either. I was really...
I also was really annoyed by the main character's voice.
Yeah, and also, like, she went back and forth a lot. Like, oh, I don't like this. Oh, but I think I do like this. Oh, I don't think I like this anymore. Oh, I think I do like this. Like, have a backbone. Stand up for yourself.
The amount of times that she was just like, no, I don't want to do it, or... She, like, took back the consent, which is a thing. You can take back consent at any time.
He was not having it.
Full force kept going. No, thank you.
Yeah. But you want a baby, right?
And her friend not once consented. And she also never voiced that she wanted a baby.
Yeah.
You can have secret desires, sure, but to be forcibly taken, forcibly given a baby, that's too much.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Happy into Halloween.
Yeah, we're finally done with Halloween. We're going to be getting into some more books.
Bigger books.
Yeah, bigger books. We'll be starting...
More popular books.
We're starting playlists for those books. Break them down part by part. Yeah, even if you've already read the book, you can still listen to this. Yeah. It doesn't matter. I mean, more than we do when we're reading the books. So, for example, if we like a certain character in the beginning and you're like, oh, you're going to hate them at the end, we'll get to it. So, just wait for us to find the big reveal or something like that. Yeah, later on in December, we'll be posting Christmas things, of course. So we just have a month and a half before.
How was it? 9 more what?
Yeah, apparently 9 more Tuesdays until Christmas. I need to start shopping immediately. But yeah, we'll have some Christmas things out for you. And before that, we'll definitely have some more popular books. And we'll break them down, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, just depends on the chapter, I guess. If it's long or short, and length of the book. We'll break down the books, give beginning thoughts, predictions before we read, maybe.
Yeah. We have a really long list of books, and I'm really excited to read all of them, whether or not we read them here.
Yeah. Yeah, I was also thinking, I also have some books on a list, so maybe I could just read it and I can just review to you. I mean, obviously, and them, I could just tell you, because we've done that in the past before, too, like, oh, I'm reading this book, and this main character, like, she went over here, and can you believe this person came out? Like, that kind of thing, so I feel like we could also do that. But anyway, once again, the book we read was Wouldja Ouija by Trinity Spears. And leave a comment if you read this book, enjoyed this book, were scared by this book, loved this book. Please tell me why, what part you enjoyed. Like it if you liked the video, and even if you hated the video, just like it anyway. You don't gotta dislike it, just like it. Yeah, so this will be the one and only time we're wearing Halloween costumes for this year, anyway. Who knows what next year will bring, but yeah, I think that's it.
Yep.
Happy Halloween. Bye.